and rags and all that. And then there's Hello, so I am making my gumbo soup. I call it gumbo just because it has okra in here, but I drained and rinsed some cannellini beans and some corn, just like half of a can of each. And then I already cooked up some lean ground turkey in there with some cut up bell peppers and a Roma tomato that I needed to use up. And I just get the gumbo mixed veggies. This is from Kroger. I could not find it at Walmart. They did have just okra and just bell peppers and a different kind of soup blend, but I don't like peas, so I didn't want to get that one. And then I just did a tiny bit of chili powder. I did ground paprika, cayenne. I did not put melatonin in there. I did a little bit of curry powder and a tiny bit of onion powder, and then salt and pepper. And so I'm gonna stir this up really good, and then I'll add in some chicken broth, this kind, just because I already used some in some mashed potatoes that I made. And actually, to thicken it up, I could put the mashed potatoes in there, but I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna leave the mashed potatoes out of it. And yeah, so that's all I do for the gumbo, or just meat and veggie soup, whatever you want to call it. So I'll just show you the finished product whenever it's all done. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna let it cook for a bit. I added some of this. There's maybe a fourth of the jar left, and then I put water in it and filled it up. I shook it because I wanted a little more broth. So there you get an idea of what it's gonna look like. You could do diced potatoes, you could do black beans, you could do whatever kind of beans or veggies you like. This is just what I felt like doing, and I can have cannellini beans only. That's low FODMAP. Everything else hurts my stomach. But yeah, that's it. Super easy. I'm gonna put the lid on it and just let it cook the frozen veggies down, like the okra and stuff, but not too much. You do not want it to boil because the okra gets all gross and like slick and just nasty. I don't even want to say what it's like, but you know what I'm saying. So just do not boil the okra or it will be nasty. So I will probably just let this simmer for like 20 minutes and that's it. And then I'm gonna do some of these little gluten-free crackers. They had some saltine-like crackers, but I find that they're not very good tasting to me anyways. Sorry about my sore, that's just from a car accident, but I'm getting better. This is the Billy Rubin stuff that happens when you have an injury, you know, you get the yellow skin, but I'm getting a lot better. And hey, at least I have pretty nails. So this is the chrome with the black on the bottom. They do black and then chrome, but you could do white and then silver, it's whatever. But it's like a pigment that they rub on there. Anyways, I think it looks kind of cool, something different. But that is that. I'm just drinking this while I wait. Just some lime stuff. And I will, yeah, I'll show you what it looks like in my bowl. I'm probably just gonna put, I don't think I even want cheese. I think I'll do nutritional yeast and crackers and that's it. So I'll show you my bowl when I'm done, but that is super easy. You could just throw everything into the giant pot and just make some soup on a cold day. So I'll show you my bowl after this. Okay, there we go. So I added nutritional yeast and Louisiana hot sauce. Of course, add whatever you want. I also added more salt, and it's piping hot. So I'm gonna let it cool down a bit and blow on it. I've got my little crackers, and yeah, this is my yummy, healthy lunch. It's actually pretty high protein with all the ground turkey and veggies. I'm gonna add, when this cools down a bit, I'm gonna add a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil for some good healthy fat. Extra virgin olive oil is not supposed to be heated above like a very, very low heat, or it becomes carcinogenic, which is like, you know, smoking, stuff like that. So cancer causing, whatever. But I like a little fat in my stuff, and I don't have any cheese. So I'm gonna let it cool down, and then I'll add that. I don't want to add an ice cube because I think it'll water it down. But yeah, that's how I make my Go to Yummy Healthy Easy Gumbo Soup. Again, not true gumbo, obviously. Don't come at me if you're in Louisiana, but that is it. And wherever you are, I hope you have a great day or night. Okay, and this is my din din. I have the mashed potatoes I made in the Instant Pot with some corn and cooked ground beef that's Mexican style, and then some green beans drained and rinsed with some Bragg's and toasted sesame seeds, or just regular sesame seeds, and some sriracha on top and a little nutritional yeast. And then I'm gonna have a caffeine-free Diet Coke and a little homemade chocolate chip gluten-free cookie from my mother-in-law. And yes, my counters are clean. So that's my din din. And now I hope wherever you are, you have a great day or a night.